Hello, students. Good morning to all of you. Today, again, we are going to analyze and see some of the important passages from The Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 5 and 6. We have read that Shylock has agreed to give loan to Bassanio on the guarantee of Antonio. Bassanio is now ready to go to Belmont because Portia is waiting there. On the other side, we see that Bassanio has also organized a party, a supper or dinner, in which he has invited Shylock also. Although Shylock doesn't want to go there, but he becomes ready to go there so that he could waste the money of Bassanio or Antonio that they have taken from him. So he is going there, not that he has been invited or not that he is in love with them or he is a friend of them, but because he hates them, therefore he goes to the party. So, at his home, Jessica, his daughter, is there, and these lines, which I am now going to recite, are spoken by Shylock to Jessica. That is, he warns Jessica, he tells Jessica that he is going there and she has to be very careful because the Christian fools or the masqueraders are uh, are going here and there, and they may not enter into their house or cheat her, so that he speaks these lines to his daughter. The text: nor thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces, but stop my house ears, I mean my casements. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. So these are the lines. Okay. Now let us see the reference and context, although I have told you that these lines have been spoken by Shylock and said to Jessica, his daughter. We also know that Jessica is in love with Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is a Christian youth. And Lorenzo has planned to take away Jessica with the help of Gracino and others. So, Lorenzo has arranged a masquerade, that is a supper or that is a party. So, he plans to take away Jessica in disguise of a boy's dress. On the other side, we saw that Shylock has been invited to supper by Bassanio. Therefore, he calls Jessica and tells her that he has been invited to supper at Bassanio's dinner. Then what he does? Then he leaves his keys with her. He gives all the keys to Jessica to keep safeguard, to keep security. And what about the keys are? The keys are about the almirahs where the jewels or jewelry has been put, or the money has been put by Shylock. So he hands over all the keys of the house to Jessica. So here we see that this is a kind of an unexpected aid to Jessica. And what, how? Because Jessica now can take away all the jewels, jewelry, and money from there. So her works becomes very easy now, and that is due to Shylock himself. Although Shylock doesn't know that it might happen, or that his daughter may cheat him and run away from there, taking all the money with her. So now Shylock goes there, okay, and that I told you that he is not going there in love or in friendship, but he is going there in order to waste the money which Antonio has borrowed from him. Once again, before he goes, he hesitates and tells Jessica that he had a dream of money bags a night before. So that is that the cheaters, or that the thieves, or the Christian thieves are running here and there, and they might um, they might rob their house. When we see these lines, we will see that Launcelot tells Shylock that a masquerade has been arranged by Bassanio and his friends. So it is Launcelot who tells Shylock that a masquerade has been arranged by Bassanio and his friends. So he has to be careful. He has to be alert. So when Shylock learns it, he wants that his daughter Jessica should not look out when the masqueraders pass by their house. So let's see these lines, what he says. He says, just a minute. He says that, nor thrust your head into the public street. He tells Jessica that please don't put your head out in the public street, because the Christian masqueraders are moving here and there, and they might peep into their house. So she should not uh, thrust her head into the street, or into the public street, in order to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces. So she should not put out her head into the public street in order to see the Christian fools, Christian masqueraders, who are with the varnished faces, who are with the masks, that no one can identify them. But stop my house ears. But you have to stop here. My house ears. The line is very much important. That is, the house safety is there, and you have to stay completely in the house, in the that the windows should be closed. You won't come out and look out through the windows also. So I mean my casements. That is, Shylock means to say casements, that she should not look out through the casements or the windows of the house. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. Shylock also speaks to her that the sound of these shallow foppery, these frivolous Christian boys, should not, silly frivolity of the Christian boys should not be enter, or should not be enter into their house. These Christian masqueraders are light-hearted and frivolous, and therefore such kind of amusement should not enter the sober house of Shylock. So she must have closed the doors and the windows of the house and should not expose her face to the Christian masqueraders with painted faces. So, this is the explanation of these lines. I think you have understood, you have got the meaning. Now, if we see the critical note for these lines, so we come to know that the nature of Shylock, that he is puritanical type of nature, and he dislikes the silly frivolity of the Christians. We have already have this knowledge that he dislikes the Christians. Therefore, he also dislikes their playings and games of and these silly games of Christians that they try to cheat the girls of others. And here we also come to understand that such was the environment or the atmosphere of Shylock's house. That is, he had restrictions upon his daughter. He wanted that his daughter should be closed within the doors of the house. She should not come out. Whereas Jessica wants to come out and wants to fly away in the open air, that she thinks that the Christian community or the Christian environment is better for her. So here Jessica wants to run away from this nasty atmosphere, and she thinks that the house is no better than a prison. So she planned to run away from here to the lovely and interesting world of a Christian lover. So this kind of the critical analysis of this of these lines we can have, we can put, and this is also an analysis of the this scene as well. My house years means you know very well windows. It's okay. So this was the first passage for today from the Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 6. Now we shall do the another passage. This is, I recite here. Here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. I am glad it's night. You don't look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty foliage that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy. So, these lines are from scene 6 of Act 2 from The Merchant of Venice, the famous comedy written by William Shakespeare. These words have been spoken by Jessica, the daughter of Shylock. To whom? To Lorenzo. And we have understood that she wants to run away with Lorenzo. She is in love with Lorenzo. Okay, so she is eloping with Lorenzo, wants to run away with Lorenzo. Now, as they decided their program of eloping, now we saw that Shylock has gone to the party, as to the dinner, and Jessica is here alone. So this is the best opportunity for her to run away from the house. And she also got the keys of the money and the jewels of Shylock. So she took all the jewels and money with her, and then she was waiting for Lorenzo. And then Lorenzo appears and calls out Jessica from her house. So then Lorenzo comes there and he calls Jessica that now she should come. We see here that Jessica has disguised herself as a boy. She has worn the dress of the boy, and as well as she has also brought the bag full of precious jewels and money, ornaments with her. Lorenzo then tells her that she has to act as his torch bearer, but Jessica refuses and feels a little hesitant that she won't be his torch bearer. So in these lines we will see what Jessica speaks and what she tells to Lorenzo. First, when Jessica comes out with the bags full of jewels and ornaments, she hands over the casket full of valuables to Lorenzo. She gives all that bag or the casket or the basket which was full of the jewels and valuable things to Lorenzo. Then Lorenzo says it's heavy. It's heavy. There is weight in that bag. But she says it's heavy, but it is worth the pains because as it contains valuables. Since there are the valuable things, since there is money and ornaments, therefore he must bear the heaviness of this bag, heaviness of this casket. So there is no problem in bearing that weight or the heaviness. Then as we understood that she is in a boy dress, so here Jessica herself is ashamed of her masculine attire because she has worn the dress of a boy. So she is ashamed of her own, but she is also glad that why she is glad? Because the Lorenzo could not see her in that dress because it is a night. So in these lines, let's see. Here, catch this casket, it is worth the pains. So Jessica gives this the casket with the valuables to Lorenzo and says that it doesn't matter because it is valuables, so he must bear the weight. I am glad it's night, you don't look on me. Then she says that I am happy because you cannot see me in the night, as she was wearing the boy's dress. Therefore, she was feeling a kind of ashamedness. So she said that it's okay that you can't see. For I am much ashamed of my actions. It's okay. So she feels much ashamed of my actions. My actions is my dress, the dress of the boy that she was disguised in. Then she says, but love is blind and lovers cannot see. But love is blind. Here the but is very important here. Once she accepts that she is ashamed of her dress, that she has disguised herself in the boy. And then she also says that it's okay that Lorenzo cannot see because of the darkness. But then she improves herself and qualifies herself by saying that love is blind. So it doesn't matter. Love is blind. And lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. So the lovers never see their own beautiful mistakes or the follies that they themselves commit. So the lovers never mind the mistakes or the follies that they themselves commit, because love is blind. So love never sees such trivial things or such silly things. Lovers never bother about such things. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush. Or if they could ascend, or if they could see that even the Cupid is the god of love. He himself would blush. He himself would blush if he could see her in that dress. She means to say that Cupid, the god of love, would also be would also blush if he sees her in the disguise of the boy or her dress as well. Why? Because to see me thus transformed to a boy. That is, that she has transformed herself into a boy. So even the Cupid would blush if he sees Jessica in that dress. Cupid, the god of love. And the love is blind, that is, love never sees such things. So the Cupid has been also imagined as blind. That is, the uh, his eyes has been closed by a piece of cloth. That is what it is said. So generally we also speak that love is blind. Love doesn't see the social barriers, family obstacles, etc. Okay. So if we see the critical note for these lines, the one is the love is blind, that is, lovers are probably blind and cannot see their own foliage. And love is blind, the words or the line can be compared with the lines of A Midsummer's Night's Dream, in which Shakespeare has written, love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. That is, lovers don't have their eyes, they look through their mind. They only think and consider their heart, not the eyes. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. And therefore the Cupid, the god of love, has been painted blind. Though he has the wings also, and wings, that is the arrows, some of which are golden and kindle the heart with love, and others are leaden and produce aversion to a lover. That is, both kind of the arrows are supposed to be to the Cupid. So he is also represented with eyes covered so that he acts blindly. So this is the explanation of these lines, and these are the two passages from the Act 2 and scene 5 and 6. Next time we will meet with the new passages from the same play, The Merchant of Venice. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you very much.